And if you keep on playing this kind of game in life, it's only a matter of time before this game is not actually going to be fun anymore. Are you a perfectionist? Trying to get every single thing right, every small detail. Or else there's a lot of stress or a lot of anxiety because maybe for yourself, or you're feeling like other people will judge you because of it, or you will feel like a failure. That is the perfectionist trap, which I'll explain a little bit more. But that is also the question that I want to ask you guys today. Are you a perfectionist? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and of course the bell. The reason I call this the perfectionist trap is that you can never fail. Think of it this way. If your standard expectation is perfection, so that means your expectation when you're satisfied is when things are perfect. That means everything that's a little below average, just has one small single flaw, that's considered a failure. It's not exactly a good thing. When you're under this kind of mentality, the best case scenario is, whew, man, I did not screw up. Because you can never exceed your expectation or do an amazing job because your expectations has been way too high. At this point, you might be asking, should I aim to be amazing though? To be the top person, to be the smartest person in the room, and to be like the most successful person? And I say, yeah, of course, go for it. But if your mentality is that unless you're the top person, anything else otherwise, you are considered a failure, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment, depression, everything else. Because that's not how life works. And most people, well, at least the people that I know, like to be winners. So if you're in a state that you're constantly either losing or afraid of losing, and you're never actually winning, that's a lot of stress. And if you keep on playing this kind of game in life, it's only a matter of time before this game is not actually going to be fun anymore. And you'll feel really demotivated, feel stressed, anxious all the time, and you will not just want to do anything else. For me, personally, I feel like there's a better approach to this, and I kind of describe this as fluid versus gas. When you're in a perfectionist state, you're kind of like gas. Gas is something that does not have shape, and furthermore, the most critical part, gas can be compressed. So it can fill up a whole entire room, or it can fill up maybe just a small box. The pressure is going to be different, but gas can be compressed. However, if you're a fluid, you cannot be compressed. Yes, fluids can change into different shapes, it can cover different areas, but when you're trying to compress fluid, it doesn't work. The volume always stays consistent, and that is what we want to be. So what does being fluid and gas actually look like in comparison in actual life? So let's look at some examples. So the first example that I have here for someone with more of a perfectionist mentality is, I'll do it even if it means burning myself to complete exhaustion. And the example of someone that's more fluid is, here I'm gonna give it my best shot, but I can't guarantee anything. When you look at the first one, someone who is more of a perfectionist, you can see that in this kind of mentality, the person is willing to sacrifice anything that the person has in order to get to that goal. And sometimes it feels like that mentality, but the person's willing to work themselves to death, do anything they can, and sometimes in desperation to get to that point. And we don't want to be like that, because in the long run, it really ruins our mental health and just overall approach to life. And you'll feel demotivated, depressed, and just feeling like life just wasn't worth living. Versus someone who has a more fluid mentality. This is where you're really drawing boundaries here, where you don't want to be compressed. You're giving the mentality that, you know what, I'm gonna try my best here, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be upset if things don't work out. So you can kind of see that difference here. Now, the second example. If you think engineering is the best, then I'll go with it. That's the perfectionist. And the fluid example would be, I know you want me to get into the engineering field, but I'm not too interested. Can we work something out? The second example here is more career-oriented. In a similar way, someone who is stuck in the trap usually has someone set the bar for them, and they're just saying, okay, is that what it is? I'm gonna go with it. It's good in the sense of achieving something, but in the long run, you kind of lose yourself. You don't really know why you're doing it. Who exactly are you doing this for? And what exactly is the end result? You're just like, why exactly am I doing this? I have no idea, but I'm going to do it. And if I don't do it, I'll be considered a failure. Versus the second example here, when you're fluid, this one, you actually took like a step back and try to understand what exactly is the path that you want to go on. You don't feel too interested in it, and you want to engage a little bit, talk over with the person on a plane, on like the same plane, to kind of work things out. So here you can feel that you're not just blindly going along with everything that people are saying, but here you're trying to actively break out of that cycle, break out of that trap. Here you can see that why I'm pushing for being more like water is because being water protects you. If you're constantly trapped in the perfectionist trap, you're always anxious, always feeling like down because you're not potentially getting to the point that you want to be, and you feel really disappointed, and you feel like you're never winning in life, and you're always falling behind, and it feels really horrible. But versus if you're actually being like water, you're actually protecting yourself from the anxieties, the comparison, the other peer pressures or parental pressures that you have in life. And it keeps you more, I guess, sane. So I feel like it's a really much healthier way to approach life. So that is it. I actually feel like that was kind of short. Is it kind of short? I don't know. But I also want to point out that I am for stress in terms of short-term stress because I feel like it really grows you. So I believe we should work hard, but we should learn to manage that stress, because long-term stress, especially from this mentality of constantly not being able to attain the thing that you want and feeling broken and disappointed all the time, it just, yeah, I don't think that's good. But that is what I pretty much want to talk about. If you guys have different thoughts that you guys want to share or things that you want to talk about, go ahead, leave them down in the comments. And as usual, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will talk to you guys next time.